Hello and welcome to the Eurogamer Chopper. Now down there is Las Vegas, Nevada, planet Earth's great monument to shame, greed and iniquity. Now despite what you may think, we're not just here for the gambling and the hookers. No, this week it's no more Mr. Nice Eurogamer, because we've come here for a fight.
Viva Las Vegas, baby.
Elvis welcomes Eurogamer to Vegas.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Vegas loves a winner, and right now mixed martial arts is on a bit of a roll. For its #1 proponent, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, more usually known simply as UFC, the epic casinos and supersized mega hotels of Sin City are home. It might seem an unlikely residency at first sight, but in a place where horse-faced Satan of song Celine Dion is allowed to perform for 5 years straight, clearly anything is possible. With the first official video game in 5 years on the way, UFC 2009 Undisputed, we've come to the great oasis of absurdity in the Nevada desert to find out what UFC is all about, meet its biggest stars, watch some of them smash each other in the face, and most importantly, ask why you lot should care about yet another fighting game. Over the first half of the noughties, a handful of UFC games limbered up on console, but despite their predictable official content, they weren't much coppers games, and since the UFC's audience remained relatively niche, didn't exactly set the world alight. But the Vegas fighting machine received perhaps its biggest boost in January 2005, gambling on its future with The Ultimate Fighter, a reality TV series in which unknown scrappers battle it out to win a professional UFC contract. And the show lucked out with its first bet. Original series winner and unfortunate Wayne Rooney lookalike, Forrest Griffin has become one of the UFC's top fighters. So much so that for the grand unveiling of UFC 2009 here in Las Vegas, he appears alongside UFC superstar Quinton Rampage Jackson in the debut trailer.
And here we go! Body shot by Griffin.
Both fighters have been roped in by THQ to give the launch a little extra punch. In addition to being rival coaches on The Ultimate Fighter, in just 2 weeks' time Griffin gets his first shot at the light heavyweight title against current champ Rampage. It's like the planets have aligned. But first, UFC boss Dana White has a confession to make.
You know, I'm not a big video game player. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm not out playing video games every day. But plus, I'm old school. I'm Pac-Man and all that stuff. But we're really excited to have this new video game because everybody knows our first one sucked. That was a deal that we were married into when we bought the company.
Buck successfully passed, so where's the evidence for optimism? Well, as far as authenticity is concerned, there's plenty.
They've given us access to all their people, they've given us all sorts of love.
Well, hopefully not all kinds of love. And it's not just the fighters.
In addition, the UFC has given us access to a lot of their other UFC personalities. Cutmen, trainers, again, everything that makes the UFC brand what it is, we get.
Good news for UFC fans. This level of support is, of course, pretty much routine in many other established sporting franchises like FIFA and Madden. But it's to be welcomed nonetheless. So what about the gameplay? Well, while this is THQ's first attempt at a UFC title, it's put its top sweaty man-love expert on the case. Japanese studio Yuke's, the team behind the games based on that great pantomime grope-em-up WWE. From THQ's point of view, this is a no-brainer. After all, last year's WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 has sold a massive 6 million copies and is the publisher's biggest game. From our point of view, well, we scored that game a disappointing 6 out of 10. The reviewer commenting, "This is a series that needs serious attention to the engine, not just another fresh coat of paint over the rust spots." Well, UFC is indeed built on a brand new engine, and is in development at the other Ute studio in Osaka. Don't be surprised if this tech makes its way across Japan and into Pantoland soon. The unique challenge mixed martial arts present to video games is the sheer number of styles that need to be represented, including boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, judo, wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. To do this, Ukes has come up with a system it's calling Constant Control.
The choice from any position, anywhere inside the octagon of performing action. We're always looking for how to keep you engaged in the action that you're seeing on screen and in control of your fighter. So moves are going to be contextually based. Punches from distance are going to be different than those close up.
While Undisputed is strictly hands-off for the press, THQ can't resist stoking the pre-fight fires by pitting Rampage and Griffin against each other for a demo. It was never gonna be pretty. A crushing victory for Rampage. You just took one hell of a beating there, Forrest.
I did. Thanks for bringing that up. That's all right. It's nice of you.
How did that feel for you?
It was cool to see myself in the video game right up until the getting knocked out part. It was very cool.
Are we going to see that repeat itself in a week or so's time?
God, I hope not. I don't think so. That right there hurt my ego very badly.
It's only a video game, you might think. But for Rampage, victory in Undisputed has given him a crucial psychological edge.
You know what? I was hoping so, because Forrest is a really tough guy. And fighting is a lot mental than physical. I think fighting is 90% mental, 10% physical. So hopefully he sees himself getting knocked out in a game, and so he sees himself getting knocked out in a fight.
Turns out Mr. Jackson is also quite the gamer.
Well, right now I'm playing the Ninja Gaiden 2. I just beat Grand Theft Auto and Forza 2. I'm mostly Xbox right now. PlayStation 3 came out. I liked it in there. I played it for a minute, but then they didn't have no games, so I never went back yet.
In between smacking people's teeth out in games and in the cage, Rampage also has one eye on Hollywood, throwing his hat into the ring for the role of B.A. Baracus in the forthcoming A-Team movie.
I pity the fool who don't buy this game, sucker!
Not bad, not bad. In contrast, Forrest Griffin is a man of relatively few words, and he doesn't generally waste them while playing video games.
God, no. I do not. I'm borderline retarded, so I don't know. What are you going to do?
And no, before you ask, this new UFC game isn't going to change his mind.
God, no. God, no. It's horrible. Beat him up, and if I lost, beat somebody, no. I'm not going to start headhunting with video games.
And Rampage is generally rather more enthusiastic about the game than his rival.
This game right here, you could tell that THQ put a lot of time and effort and work into it, and they did their homework, and it's newer technology, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't believe that the fighters look. I couldn't believe that was in-game graphics. And when they told me that, it blew me away. I was, whoa.
For Griffin, life is basically one big fight.
Really, you're in a bar, you think, hey, can I beat that guy up? And does he have a bigger dick than me? Those are the things that gotta, those are the important things in life. You can't make your dick any bigger, so I start beating people up.
Can't say fairer than that. So, you'll forgive me if I don't argue with Sir Mr. Griffin, sir, when he has a quiet word about my appearance.
Maybe get a better haircut, so I'm not so cliche.
I am media cliche, aren't I, really?
It's the haircut, man. Everybody's got that fucking haircut right, you know?
What do you think I should do?
I have the same haircut I had when I was 12. I think if you get something that's horribly out of style, you're not out of style.
Fine, have it your way. Anyway, got a ticket for the big fight, Ultimate Fighter 7 finale, here at the Palms Resort. Got my hair covered up, hope you're happy, Forrest. Anyway, come on, James, let's go in.
As we've seen with Griffin, UFC fighters take themselves and their fighting very seriously indeed. So the Toy Town absurdity of Vegas seems a little out of step at first. Indoors, the futility of hope in this tacky theme park is reflected in the 1,000-yard stares of the 24-hour gambling zombies. Outdoors, the heat is practically unbearable for any length of time, although there's always a silver lining. But since this place really just wants to bleed you dry while tricking you into thinking you're having a good time, it really doesn't want you to go outside at all, whatever it is you're doing.
Hang on, 696 9696 hot babes direct to you. Come on, James, it's our lucky night.
But stand around in 45 degrees and the seedy streets of Sin City quickly lose their appeal.
Kitsch, tacky, vulgar. Seriously, if it wasn't for the stifling heat, we might as well be in Blackpool. But the Vegas blueprint for glitz and glamour has been of huge benefit to the UFC, helping to propel the sport into the mainstream.
Fights on the card at the Palms event range from mind-numbingly dull hug-a-thons to genuinely thrilling scraps where fist and feet are flying and the crowd bays for blood. It's ideal fodder for a video game, but THQ knows this game has to stand on its own merits.
Well, we're still playing with the control scheme. You know, we've got a ways to go. What we're trying to do is combine elements with which the players are familiar. If you're a fan of popular fighting games, popular sports games, you'll probably find the controls immediately accessible. The UK, at least I know, has a very long tradition of being very fighting game savvy, and so I think those communities in particular, if you've been interested in the Tekkens and the Virtua Fighters, which I know are pretty popular over there, I think you'll find something to love. You'll definitely be able to see sort of the spiritual roots of those games in our game as well.
As a result of all this tweaking, we're not allowed to play it just yet, which is a shame. But with almost a year of development left, it's already looking solidly impressive. If Yuke's can nail a control system that recreates the multiple fight styles, if there's a deep career mode, if there's smooth online play, then all fans of fighting games could have cause to celebrate. Big ifs at this stage, but the early signs are good. And what happens in the big fight after we return to the real world? Well, as we now know, it's a major upset as Griffin outmaneuvers the champ to win on a unanimous points verdict. Oh dear, Rampage, Mr. T would not be amused. UFC 2009 Undisputed will be grappling on PS3 and Xbox 360 in 2009.
And it is all over!
And there was this one time in Bangkok. Never mind. My penis has never been straight since, let me just say that.